When you hit buy now on your phone, the package just kind of seems to materialize on your porch a couple of days later, right? But that reality relies entirely on these massive lack of recent industry updates and reports. Our mission is to decode how this, often overlooked shipping industry is actually undergoing a massive high-tech modernization. Because understanding this evolution is basically a shortcut to understanding global trade logistics.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, to grasp the scale of this shift, you just have to look at the sheer volume moving through these networks right now. Like Paradip Port Authority in India, they just hit a record 75 million metric tons of cargo throughput.
Wait, 75 million?
Yeah, exactly. 75 million. That is actually the fastest ever for an Indian major port.
Wow. So, 75 million tons is just a massive physical footprint. But handling that isn't just about, building bigger docks, right? It's really a massive logistics puzzle. Look at India's largest container port, JNPA.
Right, they're gateway terminals.
Exactly. Yeah. Gateway Terminals India, they just launched the first automated truck appointment system. So it's essentially like an open table reservation app, but instead of booking a corner booth for two, you're booking precise arrival slots for massive cargo fleets, which prevents those chaotic physical bottlenecks by kind of organizing the data first.
Yeah, and that bottleneck prevention is just so crucial. Because, I mean, you can't have thousands of trucks idling outside a gate when you're trying to move millions of tons of cargo.
Right. It would be a total nightmare.
Total nightmare, yeah. So by forcing trucks into scheduled digital slots, the terminal smooths out the flow of the physical containers. It turns unpredictable traffic jams into this highly predictable, manageable data stream.
Right, but shifting from physical traffic to data streams, well, that requires a completely different skill set from the humans actually running these hubs.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Which is why the training infrastructure is pivoting so hard right now. We're seeing India open its first state-of-the-art maritime simulation center at Amet Knowledge Park, which is actually backed by shipping giant Maersk.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and on top of that, the Indian Maritime University just signed a memorandum of understanding with CMA ships. The whole goal there is to directly bridge the gap between academic theory and what the maritime industry actually needs on the water.
Right, making it more practical.
Exactly. We're even seeing top business schools like IIM Mumbai dedicating their recent graduation convocation entirely to producing leaders equipped for the Viksit Bharat vision.
Yeah.
India's strategic roadmap for becoming a fully developed nation.
Okay, wait, let me challenge that approach for a second, though. Because, simulators and academic agreements sound great for closing a technical gap. But at the London International Shipping Week, the Indian Register of Shipping pointed out that today's seafarers are actually incredibly competent. Their real issue is that they're just drowning in heavy administrative burdens.
Yeah, the paperwork is endless.
Right. So do fancy simulators and academic memorandums actually solve the core problem of this endless compliance paperwork that's frustrating these captains?
Well, that is the real tension here between operational training and day-to-day reality. Because a high-tech simulator teaches a captain how to navigate a typhoon, right? But it does absolutely nothing to help them log 100 compliance forms.
Right, exactly.
So raising the profile of seafaring to attract top talent means fixing the actual daily grind. I mean, if the job remains an administrative nightmare, upgrading the academic pipeline just won't stop the burnout.
Yeah, and those administrative burdens are only getting heavier. Because, these upgraded ports and leaders are operating on a fiercely competitive and highly regulated global chessboard.
The landscape is shifting so rapidly, like COSCO Shipping Ports just acquired major equity stakes in the Lamchabeng terminals in Thailand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a huge strategic move to physically lock down and strengthen their supply chain network across Asia. And meanwhile, operators like Synergy Marine Group are aggressively broadcasting their preparedness for the 2024 extension of the EU's Emissions Trading System, or ETS, to the shipping sector.
Let's pause on the ETS for a second, because that's a massive shift in how these companies operate. Essentially, the EU is putting a strict price tag on carbon. If a ship wants to dock anywhere in Europe, they now have to accurately track and pay for every single ton of greenhouse gas they emit.
Right down to the last ton.
Exactly, which really makes me wonder, is this rapid maritime modernization driven mostly by internal ambition, like companies just wanting to be faster and better? Or is it being forced by strict international pressures like these EU emission tracking obligations?
I'd say regulation is definitely acting as the ultimate catalyst here. I mean, a shipping company might naturally want to optimize a terminal to save money, but they have to completely overhaul their engine efficiency and emissions tracking if they want access to European markets.
Right, because the ETS forces a financial penalty on inefficiency.
Exactly. So compliance literally becomes the new currency of global trade.
Wow. So the maritime industry is clearly no longer just rusty ships moving steel boxes. It's a hyper-efficient, tech-driven, and highly regulated global network.
Yet the mechanics behind global logistics are entirely reliant on these automated systems, advanced simulators, and strict emissions protocols, all just working together seamlessly.
Which leaves me with one final thought for you to ponder. As these terminals become fully automated and as tracking systems start handling all this international emissions compliance via real-time data, will the traditional romanticized role of the ocean-going seafarer eventually become entirely remote? Decades from now, will future captains just be desk-bound operators steering ships from a landlocked office?